Welcome to Salute to the Years, where my family and I discuss everything Disney, from parks, food, and rides to travel tips, movies, and more. On episode 6 of Salute to the Years, Jackson and I share our top 10 favorite Marvel movies. Marvel movies have drawn us in for over 10 years with action, comedy, interwoven plots, and perfectly done characters. We all have our favorites, and Jackson and I differ on ours, so join us as we have fun talking some of our favorite Marvel movies. Welcome to Salute to the Years. This week, we are talking our top 10 favorite Marvel movies. And here to talk that with me is Jackson.
Hello.
So we like going to Marvel movies, seeing them in the movie theaters. I think we've seen most of them in theaters.
Almost all of them in theaters, I think.
Yep. So first off, though, it's been kind of a busy week. We're going into your last week of freedom.
Yep. Before school starts.
Before school starts. Had your first high school soccer game. That would be, the head nod there would be a yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, you did. Been kind of a busy week around here. Been kind of a sad week. It's kind of a odd. This was the week we kind of decided to talk about Marvel movies, and Chadwick Boseman died, which was sad.
Very sad.
Very sad. Yep. He very good actor. Mm-hmm. Lots of good movies. Lots of big roles. I don't know if Black Panther would have been the same without him. Mm-hmm. He really fit that role very well. Yeah, from the very beginning, from when we first saw him in, was that Civil War? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy to think that he did that role and kept his weight up and kept his physique up, battling colon cancer. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. That's insane. Yeah. And to hide it from so many people. It's a shock, and prayers and thoughts are with his family and friends. It's a hard time for them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so with that, we'll try to make this a little bit more upbeat and friendly. Still have a good time, because I'm sure he wanted us to enjoy his movies, and we did.
Yep.
So, yeah. So, last week of freedom before you head into school. Anything planned?
Not really.
Not really. Stay at home. Stay at home. Go to soccer practice.
That's about it.
Yep. Exciting. Okay. So we're doing our top 10. Originally, we were going to make this a 2-part series and go over all of them, ranking from bottom to worst. I'm guessing our 2 bottom ones were probably the same. Mine was Hulk and Dark World. Yeah. So I think it's pretty universal for most people's least favorite Marvel movies. They weren't very, very good. No, they were slow. Characters weren't done very well. Just wasn't a whole lot to the characters, especially the villains. Mm-hmm. So let's get to some that we do like. I think we've liked a lot of them. So this was hard for me.
Yeah, it was very hard for
me
too.
Going from like 17 up.
Yeah.
It was really tough. So it was harder than I thought it was going to be. But we'll do Age Before Beauty.
Yeah.
So you get to go first.
Oh, no, you can go first.
No, you get to go first.
No, you get to go first.
I get to go first?
Yeah.
Maybe we should have done coin flip. I don't have a coin. Do you have a coin? No coins. All right, well, I'm the dad.
I'll play rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors. Okay, ready?
Rock, paper, scissors,
shoot. Ah, rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay,
all right, I'll go first. All right, my number 10 is Ant-Man.
Okay.
So, Ant-Man's funny. Kind of a guy down on his luck.
Yep.
A lot of comedy spells in there to kind of break it up. I feel like this was really one of the first ones that really used a lot of comedy.
Yeah, not just straight action and drama.
Right, and Paul Rudd's from here.
Yeah.
So, Royals fan, Chiefs fan, so we got to throw him in there somewhere. But yeah, it was plenty of action. Mm-hmm. Good concept, good characters. Paul Rudd brought a lot to that character. Mm-hmm. Lots of places to laugh. Even his buddies are funny.
Yeah.
I don't know the guy's name. That was his buddy that talks really fast. You know who I'm talking about. Yeah. No, he's really funny. He was in the second one as well, and No, they did the characters well.
Mm-hmm.
The suit was well. The superpowers are good. Villain was good. So yeah, that was my number 10.
All right, my number 10 is Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Ooh,
It was, I thought, a really decent movie to follow up Endgame.
yeah, it was.
And it had good comedy and good action scenes.
Right.
It really followed up the first Spider-Man really well.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
it kept
good villains.
Yeah, good villains, good storyline.
Yep. It had enough of a twist. Like, if you didn't know, like, the comic book side to it, had enough of a twist to it. Because, like, I watched that one with your mama in Brooklyn.
And they're like, whoa.
When they weren't expecting that. They didn't know that part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that one kind of took them by surprise.
Yeah.
Okay. That one didn't make my top 10.
Ant-Man would make my top 10. So.
It was close.
Yeah.
It was close, but it was like, probably like 14.
Ant-Man was probably like 13, 14.
Yeah. So, I went first last time. You get to go first this time.
No, that's not how it works.
Yeah, we're going back and forth.
Okay. My number 9 pick was Captain America: Civil War.
Civil War.
Yeah.
I figured this was going to be higher for you.
Honestly, no. Like, it was a good movie. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I really enjoyed it because you had all of your favorite superheroes battling each other over.
Right. See, and that's one of the reasons why it didn't make my top 10.
Yeah.
I hated seeing them fighting against each other. You know, I wanted a true villain. I mean, there was a true villain.
But not as big.
Right.
All of them were villains in themselves.
Right. I didn't like watching Cap and Iron Man have to fight.
No, that movie had really good action scenes. Had decent plot.
Right, it did. Yeah.
And that was the first movie that introduced Black Panther.
Right. No, it was a good plot, good movie. Didn't make my top 10.
Yeah.
So our top 10 is going to be different, which we kind of figured it would be. No, it was fun. There was good comedy in there. Spider-Man was funny.
Yeah, that's the first movie you saw Spider-Man.
Yeah. Ant-Man was funny in there, which was really the first time he really got introduced to the Avengers.
To the Avengers, yeah.
Yeah.
He had Ant-Man, but...
Right. So, no, that was a funny one. No, that battle at the airport it's one of my favorite fight scenes, even though I hate watching them fight
it was great.
each other. No, it was a good one. No, my ultimate fight scene's coming up later on. But
yeah, so was mine. So.
Yeah, okay. So, my number 9. Let's see. No, Spidey Homecoming. So, introduction to this version of Spidey.
Tom Holland version.
Yeah, which I didn't know at first how he was going to be, how I was going to like it, but...
No, he turned out to be my favorite.
Yeah, no, he knocked it out. He did fantastic. He really hits the high schooler, but still trying to be a grown-up playing in the superhero world.
Yeah.
He nailed it, probably because that's, what he is.
Yeah.
So, but he nailed it. Great villain. Michael Keaton was fantastic. Was that the Vulture? That was? Yeah. No, fantastic. And had enough ties into Avengers and their tech and the rest of the Marvel movies, which is one of my favorite things about the Marvel movies. They're all interconnected somehow. It's little bits and pieces in there where you don't have to see the other movies to understand what's going on. For the most part, some of them you do. But that one, you didn't need to know. You didn't have to watch the original Avengers to know what was going on.
Yeah. That was the first movie you saw Iron Man as a father figure, really.
Right, yeah. He kind of set his ego aside a little bit and became a mentor, which is really the only time other than when he's with Pepper and his daughter later on that you see that.
Yeah.
It's otherwise that ego's in full effect for all to see. Yeah, no, it was a good one. Trying to think of what else about it I really liked. I mean, he had good friends. All the characters were just they're done well. Enough comedy in there.
Enough action, enough.
Yeah, and enough in there to draw you in to kind of help you connect with him too. I think that's what's helpful is we all have our favorite characters. It's being able to connect with that character, whether it's the high schooler in Spider-Man or Black Panther or Captain America, and
Yeah.
we all of us can find ourselves connecting to one of the characters somehow, one way, I think. All right, so that was our number 9s.
Yep.
Oh, wait, I gotta go, don't I?
Yep.
Oh. So, Guardians, Volume 1. Okay. Was that yours?
Nope.
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 Okay. So, original Guardians. Once again, I didn't know much about Guardians before the movie came out. I feel like that's one of those that they kind of snuck in there. I think a lot of Marvel fans knew about them before. I really didn't. And when I first saw the trailers for the movie, I think this might be one of the few that we didn't see in a movie theater.
Yeah.
There's lots of comedy in it. References back to my childhood with Knight Rider.
Yeah.
And some of the music, really before I remember, but still, I remember it. Just the music that was in that was fantastic.
Yeah, it was.
It was really good, and it fit it really well. I didn't know how well Chris Pratt would fill that role.
No, he filled it good.
Yeah, no, he nailed that sucker. And Drax is one of my absolute favorite characters. He's funny. Drax is funny. Groot, he says I am Groot, but you can pretty much get a good idea.
So
what
much
he's
character
saying. Out of 3 words, you pretty much know what he's saying. And after last week when I recorded with your sister and favorite non-human characters, I didn't even think about them, but I wish I would have, and I would have thrown Rocket Raccoon on there.
Oh, you could have done all of the Marvel.
I could have.
90% of their list could have been Marvel characters.
Yeah, Rocket Raccoon is pretty awesome, and just his use of weapons and his sarcasm.
And their duo makes.
Yeah, no, they all fit.
Best,
they all fit together really well and play off each other really well. So that was my number 8.
My number 8 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Oh, okay.
So, almost same thing. You saw them back together again.
Right.
And I thought it was, my opinion, better than the first one.
Okay.
I liked more of the comedy in that one and more of the action in that one.
Right. They were close for me. I just felt there was some parts in Volume 2 that kind of drug on. I didn't feel that way in the first one, but it could also be that I was expecting more out of the second one because the first one was so good. The second one wasn't bad. It was pretty good. It was in the teens for me. So it was a pretty good one. Those are good ones. I'm looking forward to Volume 3. Yeah, I think the rumor is Thor is supposed to be in it with them a little bit more. So that's always fun watching Thor and them play off each other, and Chris Pratt having to drop his voice because he doesn't feel like he adds up to Chris Hemsworth and Thor. It's that whole part's always really funny. So so that was your number 8.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go with Iron Man, the
number
original
8.
Yeah, I know. The original Iron Man really kicked it all off. I know. It's going to be higher for you.
Yeah.
It's going to be higher for a lot of people. No, I like it. It was good. There's just others I like better. It's Robert Downey Jr. fit that role perfect. There's very few people who have fit into a role as perfect as that.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about one of them with Black Panther. Like, that role was done perfectly.
Yeah.
Like, outside of Marvel, one of the few other ones I can think of is Johnny Depp in Pirates. Like, he nailed that role. It's Robert Downey Jr. nails that role. Like, very good movie. Very good movie. Much better than the other ones that came out, the other Iron Man movies. It's just, that's where it ended up on mine. Actually, I think this was number 7, because I already gave a few, wasn't it? So, anyway, this is where we're at on my list.
All right.
I've gone, so far, Ant-Man, Spidey Homecoming, Guardians Volume 1, and Iron Man. So, that's what we've done so far.
Okay.
All right? Okay. What's your next one?
Okay, my number... 7? Yeah, 7.
Yeah.
My number 7 is Black Panther.
Black Panther. Okay. I get it.
It was a really good movie. Like,
really good movie. Yeah.
Out of all the, like, original movies, like not sequels or team movies, like that one's probably one of my tops.
Right.
It was great action, great story.
Yep. It didn't have as much of the comedy.
No,
so
but it still fit well.
Good. Yeah, no, it kept you on the edge of your seat.
Mm-hmm.
And we just watched it. It was on tonight, so we were just watching it. Everyone nailed their character.
Yeah.
Killmonger.
That was a good villain. Like, that's probably my top 5 villains out of Marvel.
No, he nailed that sucker. All of that was done extremely, extremely well.
Yeah.
I don't know how they move
forward with it,
and fill that role.
Yeah.
It's a role that probably needs to be filled.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to do it, and whoever steps into that role has some really big shoes and a lot of pressure on them. Yeah,
it was cool to see, like, Black Panther and Wakanda and it being used over multiple movies.
Right,
and
absolutely. And just the technology, the special effects that were in there, and how they were able to use that, his suit that absorbs the energy, then able to expel it, and it was primitive weapons, but with a high-tech edge.
Yeah.
They did it fantastic. Hopefully they don't change the way Wakanda is upcoming. I mean,
they're going to have to a little bit, but
right. I hope they keep the basis for it and how it's set up. Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to seeing how it's used. Looking forward to seeing how it changed after Endgame.
Yeah.
So it has a lot up in the air right now, and fantastic movie, keeps me entertained. It's one of those whenever it's on, I'm like, yeah, I'll watch that. Mm-hmm. I never turned that one off. That was my next one as well.
Yeah.
Was Black Panther. So we're just gonna kind of both knock out our opinions on it. Really didn't have too many slow spots in it. I think all movies probably have some. That was pretty good though. It kind of kept it moving. Mm-hmm. Like all the different characters, different types of characters in there. Mm-hmm. It's like the different tribes.
Yeah.
That was nice. Like the original fight scene in there where he's being
challenged.
Yeah, in the waterfall. That was
cool.
That was awesome. Yeah. So, great movie. Like I said, it's one that I'll always watch. But no, just a sad deal all around. So, all right, I guess. Okay, so my next one. Mm-hmm. Okay, Thor Ragnarok.
Wow. All right.
Uh-oh. We doubling up again?
Nope.
Okay. So this is by far my favorite of all the Thors. This is where they really introduced the comedy to Thor and Hulk. Hulk had a little bit in the original Avengers, but I really felt like it came out in this one.
Mm-hmm. Like out of all the Hulks, Ragnarok Hulk is my favorite.
Yeah, absolutely. This really saved Thor. I felt like.
Yeah.
After Dark World, it was
not
what
good.
Way is Thor gonna go?
It was after Age of Ultron. Mm-hmm. She didn't see him in Civil War or anything after that.
This saved Thor. Now he's one of my favorite characters. There was probably more comedy in this one than all the other ones. The fight scene in it between him and Hulk. Yeah,
that was great.
Yeah,
it was hilarious too.
Yeah, it was funny. Yeah, it was the look on his face when he saw it was Hulk was a champion. Mm-hmm. And he's like, hey, I know him. Like, that was funny. But no, it was a good fight scene, and it kind of played off of them and Avengers when they're both arguing about who's the strongest Avenger. So, those two played off each other well. And then adding, was her name Valkyrie in there? She was good in there too.
Yeah, she was a good counterpart.
Yeah, she went from being one of the bad guys to a good guy. Mm-hmm. And then Loki was Loki.
Yeah.
It's, maybe he's good. Nope, he's not. So, which happens in all of them.
Yeah.
So, he seems to be the one bad guy that everybody is hoping that he's good.
Yeah.
And he never is. He always gets everybody. So, all right. What's your next one?
My number 6 is Captain America Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier. Not in my top 10.
Out of all the Captain America movies, that one is by far my favorite.
Yeah.
It was my favorite villain in all of the Captain America movies. It was my favorite storyline out of all the Captain America movies. Like,
It was the bottom of my Captain America
Really?
movies. Yes. So
Yeah.
you and I have kind of talked about this one before. I don't know. For me, I felt like that one kind of drug a little bit.
Like it.
I don't know. I don't like it. Almost puts, depending on how you look at it, almost puts Cap in a bad light, and I don't necessarily
Like it
like
was.
that. It's he's being loyal to his friend, to his best friend,
Yeah.
which I get, but at the same time, it's
But it wasn't him.
right.
It wasn't him. That was
Yeah.
basically mind control over.
Right. Yeah, it is.
And that one, I remember seeing the trailer for it and being like, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah.
Because in the trailer, it was Cap through his shield, like, through the
Oh yeah.
on the rooftops, and he
Yeah.
just turns around.
Yeah.
Winter Soldier just turns around and catches it.
Right.
Like I remember seeing that and being like, "Whoa!"
Yeah. Like, how did he do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was. No, it was a good movie. It just wasn't in my top 10. So.
What was it?
Oh man, just after the original Thor.
Okay.
So. Yeah.
All right.
So our list is
Well, that's
vastly
fine with
different.
me.
Yeah. So list is vastly different. So my next one, the original Avengers.
Okay.
So I like this one. This one, you got to see all of them fight together
Yeah.
for a common cause. And like really brought them all together. I remember how excited I was to go see this movie. And probably wasn't my best parenting moment. And I took you when you're like 6 to go see this movie. Matter of fact, I think we saw it twice. We saw it in the movie theater, and then we saw it at the drive-in.
Yeah.
And you had your birthday party. It was all Avengers.
Yeah.
No, it's that fight scene in New York where they're fighting the aliens is by
see 'em all
far,
back to back.
Yeah,
That's one of my all-time favorite shots in any of
Right.
all Marvel movies.
right. It took Agent Coulson going down to kind of bring them all together.
Yeah.
But that fight scene in New York is by far my favorite. You see everybody's strength and what they can do, and everybody use their strength to boost up the other person's weakness.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's Cap throwing Black Widow up in the air because she can't fly, but hey, he can throw her.
Yeah.
Or Hulk smash, you
Yeah.
know, or when he picks up Loki and then smashing him into the ground, you know, slinging him like he's a rag doll. That was hilarious. I remember the whole movie theater cracking up on that one. Everyone was like, yes. No, just epic fight scene. It was fun watching them all meet each other at the first when you had Thor and Iron Man fighting and Cap's getting involved at the beginning because Thor wants to take Loki back.
Yeah.
And then Hulk coming out of nowhere, and then hulking out on the carrier.
Yeah.
So lots of comedy. I should say lots of comedy. Some comedy in there.
Yeah, not lots.
Not lots of it though. Good action, and when the action did happen, it was like whoa! It was finally all coming together. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that one is one of my favorites.
Okay. My number, was it 5?
I think that's right.
Is Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, we already talked about that.
Same thing we already went over.
What's your next one?
My next one, so 5
Oh, we just did 5.
or 4
Uh-huh.
is Infinity War.
Infinity War.
I didn't like it much as Endgame,
Okay.
partially because I went out of the theater crying, but
Yeah. No, it will get you.
no, it was a good movie. And it had lots of action,
Right.
plenty of comedy.
Yeah.
You see everybody come together, but then at the end it's
Right. I think Tom Holland turning to dust,
yeah,
that got everybody. So, yeah, I feel funny. Yeah, that got everybody. Good movie, though.
Yeah, good movie.
Good movie. You didn't know how it was going to go from there.
Yeah,
It was
like you were like
so many times it was like so close. It's like when they're fighting Thanos on the other planet, and then
and
here comes Chris Pratt flying in and
punches them, and it could have been over then.
Should have been all over right then.
Yeah,
Yep. But nope. Somebody's ego got in the way.
somebody's ego always gets in the way.
It does. They were doing good. Working as a team. Good movie. I'm not there yet. So, my next one is the original Cap.
Didn't even make my top 10.
I know it didn't. That one is nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
For me, that's the true super soldier.
Yeah. It is, yeah.
And it's him fighting Red Skull is one of the comic books I remember as a kid. And cartoons I remember as a kid. It's him fighting Red Skull. So him getting to do that, and you knew it was the build-up of Avengers coming later on, was big for me. It was just that whole era, and then me being a soldier as well, connected with me. Like I said, everybody can connect with one of these characters one way or another, and that's the one I connect with. I mean, I might not have had super serum and being able to throw a shield or somebody, but that character connected with me, the pride he has for the country and the fact that he doesn't want to back down and he's loyal. Those are some of the true values that I have.
Don't get me wrong, Captain America is my number one Marvel superhero.
Yeah.
Like, by far.
Yep. So, I guess we don't need to do that one now.
Nope.
Don't need to do that show. Yeah. No, he's my favorite too. We've talked about it, and I think if people know my background, they'd probably guess that's what it was as well. But yeah, he was my number 3.
3?
That was my number 3.
So, my number 3 is Iron Man.
Iron Man, the original. Yeah, we were a little off on that one. He was made top 10 for both of us. So why was he number 3 for you?
Number 3, it started everything off. That was it was great. Like,
right.
Everything was good about it.
Yep.
Like, it was, action sequence were great. Like, him when he first came out of the cave in his first Iron Man suit, the Mark 1, like, it was awesome. Like,
right. Any superhero movie that's going to use AC/DC in there is all right with me.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah. No, it's that scene, the whole part where he's building the suit in a cave, and then he comes out in that big tank of a thing that he built from nothing. I mean, he's in a cave.
Yeah, he went from that to flying in a nano suit with laser shield.
Yeah. Now, why does he have all those cars in his shop? I don't get that.
Yeah, why would he fly over millions of dollars of
if
vehicles?
He's more worried about all of his AI robot stuff, destroying things, move the cars out.
Well, he's definitely rich enough to get another one of those cars.
I know, but still, nobody just wants to be like, oh, well, there went a couple $100,000. Oh, well, I'll go get another one. I don't think it matters. Bill Gates would be like, nope.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't know, he seems more like a Prius.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Tesla.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, it was a good movie. Good bad guy.
Yeah.
But kind of drug you along because he doesn't actually realize who the bad guy is.
Until close to the end, yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely better than the other two.
Yeah, by far.
So, yeah, the second one was probably my least favorite.
It was just a plot
Which is
filler.
weird because I like the bad guy in 2.
Yeah.
I like the bad guy in 2 better than I like the bad guy in 3. But
I
I
like
think
the
the
story
storyline...
in 3. Yeah, better than the storyline in 2.
Right, absolutely. No, good. It's a good one. So number 2.
Yep.
Number 2. Wait, it's your turn.
That
Why
is
do
my
I
turn.
keep going
Okay.
on all these? You're number 2.
My number 2 is Endgame.
Endgame.
Not my number 1.
Not your number 1. Huh. Okay. Why is this your number 2?
It's great. Like, granted, it was the end of my era of Marvel movies that I knew and grew up with. But, yeah, it ended everything well, in my opinion.
Right.
Like, all of them had a good run.
They did? No. Okay. Well.
Good great action, great CGI. Mm-hmm. It was cool to see everybody come together and finally win at the end.
Okay. Well, my number 2 is Infinity War.
Okay.
Okay. That was the basis of it all starting to come together.
Yeah. It was the beginning of the end.
Right. You're trying to... First it was like, okay, what are they going to do to stop him? And then they were all kind of drug out all over the place, whether they're on another planet, on a ship. You saw the beginning part where Thanos just...
wrecked Hulk and Thor and Loki.
Thor and killed Loki. And
Yeah.
Like, you're like, oh man, what are they going to do to stop him?
Yeah.
And then even at the beginning, when they get down to New York, I mean, even his little minions are wrecking havoc.
Yeah. Just the two of them.
Right. So, but just to see them all come back together after Civil War and start fighting again was good. Mm-hmm. It was good watching them try to figure out how to do it and have plans to do it in different places that probably would have worked. Yeah. And then the fight scene
in Wakanda
is fantastic. When they decide to open up the shield that's around Wakanda and start letting them come in so they don't get flanked. Yeah. And coming through there, and you see Cap and Black Panther just take off dead sprint and jump into the middle of it and just go.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Right. And then watching Banner fight with Hulk, trying to get Hulk to come out, and Hulk's like, no! So many good parts. Talk about how close they were when they were up on the planet with the Guardians and Spidey, but yeah, once you start to watch everybody turn to dust at the end, and watching Scarlet Witch have to take out Vision, and then to be nothing because Thanos just uses the time stone to go back and get what he wants anyway.
Then in the theaters, you're like, oh, we just won, we got it.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh wait,
oh no. Yeah. And we didn't go opening night to go see that one.
But we went like
opening weekend. Yeah. I worked so hard to
so did I.
Avoid any spoilers with that one. It was good, but it left you wondering what the heck that they were going to do.
Yeah, what are they going to do next?
In Endgame. Yeah. Which is my number one. So,
which I guessed.
Yeah. So, loved how it brought them all together. It was sad to see some of them permanently go. Yeah. Like Black Widow.
It was good endings for all of them, I feel like.
It was good endings for all of them. It was sad. Yeah. I mean, definitely watching Iron Man go. Sad. Yeah. Especially when he's like, records a message for his daughter. Uh-huh. Yeah. When you're a parent, it becomes even more sad. I'm glad he got to do that.
Yeah, it was cool to see, like, after the snap, that 5 years, and they're like, okay, we still have to do something about this.
Yep. And see Scott Lang, Ant-Man, come back and be like, what happened? Yeah. And see his daughter's age. Yeah. Trying to figure out what's going on. And then the beginning where you see kind of Black Widow's kind of running everything. Yeah.
She's ahead of...
Right. And she's just sitting there eating a peanut butter sandwich, and here comes Mr. Positivity, Cap walking in. Yeah. So, they realize there's big problems going on in the rest of the world.
And there needs to be a fix.
Right. They got to find some way to do it. And it was funny. Fat Thor was funny. Yeah. You've never seen it, but it's a dude from Big Lebowski. But no, he took it pretty hard because he was so close. Yeah, he was so close in Infinity War. He should have went for the head. Instead, he just kind of missed with. Yep. He got melted down by a star. Yeah. And then he misses by just a couple inches from taking out his head.
Yeah, and that could have saved everything.
Yep. So, yeah,
nobody would have died.
Nobody would have died. Either needed to go for the head or slice off the arm. Yeah. So, it was kind of a confusing ending for Cap.
Yeah, at the end. I get it.
Right.
I feel like there should have been more on it, like maybe another series or shorts or something. But yeah, I get it.
It's confusing because the gal that was supposedly Peggy's family,
they end up
like
it's kind of weird.
That is very weird. Like
whoa. Okay, so like that. So okay. think about it. If he went back,
Right.
does that make
her...
Is it Peggy's side? Is it Cap's? Or is it Peggy's?
Yeah.
Because if it's Cap's, that's even more weird.
Yeah. No, because she said she's Peggy's.
She's Peggy's.
Yeah.
But think about it.
I know.
Would have Cap
It's so
been...
weird. It's very weird.
That makes Cap her uncle then.
Yeah.
Because she was Peggy's niece, right?
Right, yeah. Very weird.
Cap's the weird uncle.
Yep. All right, so what's your number one?
Want to take a guess?
Oh, boy. I'm going through... Is it Spidey?
Nope.
Thor? Mm-mm. Okay, what is it?
The first Avengers.
The very first... Oh, yeah. I should have known that.
That was my very first Marvel movie. My very first big action movie.
Right.
Like, that's what got me hooked on Marvel movies.
Right.
That was it.
Yeah, I think that birthday you got like 90% Avengers stuff.
Yeah, like, because it's all I wanted. Like, That was it.
Yep. No, I remember you had the Cap shield that would shoot stuff and...
Yeah, like, I dressed up as Captain America for Halloween.
Right. Yeah, no, it was big at our house, as weird as it sounds. It was big. I mean, your sister was running around at 2.5, 3 years old, screaming Hulk smash.
Yeah.
Non-stop. No, it is...
Like, it's my top 5 favorite movies of all time.
Yes, that's another one that every time it's on, I stop and watch.
Yeah, like, I hardly ever skipped it.
Especially if it's in a fight scene.
Yeah.
No, it's... In that movie, I remember Iron Man flying the nuke up in space. And
and being like, that's it. Yeah, they just killed Iron Man.
Yeah. I figured for sure one of them was going to die.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and didn't figure it was going to be Cat at that point. We knew that there was already another Cat movie. But
yeah.
I guess we should have known because there was movies for all of them. But
yeah.
Fantastic movie. Great characters. Some of them you didn't necessarily think were going to be as great as they were. No,
ended up being good.
Yeah. Watching them all just kind of sit there and fight, and egos getting in the way, and I know more than you, and then it took one of the sub-characters who really wasn't one of the main characters dying, and they're like, oh no, Coulson!
Yeah.
Let's do it for him!
Yeah.
So, that was pretty good. You got any honorable mentions you want to throw in there?
Let's see, I'll throw in like 3. Ant-Man.
Okay, yeah, which we talked about.
Spider-Man Homecoming.
Okay.
And Guardians of the Galaxy. Those are my 11, 12, 13.
Okay. My next ones were Cap Civil War.
Uh-huh.
Then Far From Home.
Uh-huh.
And then the original Thor.
Okay.
So.
Quick one.
Uh-huh.
Most underrated movie. No, take that back. Most overrated movie.
Most overrated? Most overrated... Gosh dang, that's tough. For me, it's probably Civil War. No, probably Winter Soldier. Probably Winter Soldier for me. So...
Yeah, mine's the original Thor.
Thor.
As a kid, it was really slow. Like...
Kinda.
It was more adult as a kid, like...
Yeah, because he had to try and figure out who he was.
Yeah, like it...
Right. No, I kind of like the... figuring out who you are, because he went from...
Yeah, like now I like it more,
right.
But when I was younger, I was like, oh, I don't even like this.
Right, no, because he went from entirely
being
entitled...
a king to...
Like...
Being a nothing.
I get what I want, I'm a king, to having to realize, oh, I don't have anything, and having to fight his way back up. No, I get it. Yeah. So, everybody always seems to have their own top 10. Mm-hmm. So, if you're listening to this, you can find us at Twitter and Instagram. Feel free to go on there and put your top 10 if you want. I have a Would You Rather for you. I don't have a trivia question this week. I got a Would You Rather, okay? All right.
Go.
Would you rather, okay, be able to swing Thor's hammer, okay, or throw Cap's shield?
Swing Thor's hammer.
Okay.
Because that means I'm worthy.
Yeah. Okay.
So that means I'm worthy of anything. So that means I'm worthy of Captain America's shield, too.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So then maybe I should put it this way. Is it better to be Cap or is it better to be Thor?
Probably Cap, because he's still worthy of wielding Mjolnir.
Thor withstood a stinking star and is able to shoot lightning bolts from his eyeballs.
True. All right. That's a good point.
That said, I'd probably still rather be Cap. I don't know why. He just has a spot.
Took a pretty long nap there for a while.
He did. Hope he was well rested.
Yeah.
No.
Seems like it.
Yeah, I think after Ragnarok, though, Thor maybe became my second favorite hero. Mm-hmm. He's kind of gone through a wide arc, too, of being the pretty boy hero who's entitled to be king to fat drunk Thor.
Ooh, okay. Here's a good question. Favorite Marvel Sony movie? So not any that were strictly made by Marvel and Disney, but the ones that were made by Sony.
All right. I know you don't like them, but the Spideys with Tobey Maguire.
They were good. They were better than the ones with Andrew Garfield, but...
Yeah. And like the original one.
Mm-hmm.
The original one was the best. Those were good. Those really kind of got superhero movies
Moving
going.
back again. Yeah.
Although the X-Men movies were really good too.
So was Deadpool. Deadpool was probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Out of all those Sony.
Yeah, no, it's funny. It's really funny. Okay. So once again, you can always find us on Twitter and Instagram at Salute to the Ears. And you can also find us at Simplecast on Spotify. And tell your friends about us. Help us make this thing grow. As always, go out, find your joy, and have a magical week.